22U time. All you 22 MLSers, get ready to get some schooling on. Another thing that we have on our trailer, and I suggest everybody get one, tire pressure monitors. These things are invaluable. Now this is going to take about a few minutes for it to actually register the tires and the tire pressure, but that's the other thing you want to do is also check your tire pressures, make sure that they are where they should be. Everybody's is a little different. On the MLSs, they came with the Trailer Kings. It's 80 PSI they should be at. So this is going to take some time for it to start registering. So right now you can see it's just kind of scanning those tires. So it's looking for the tires, it's looking for the tire pressures. And this thing literally sits right up here. So first tire's popped up, tells me that I've got 72 degrees on that tire and we're at 77 PSI. A little low, I'll be filling it up, but the other tires, they do take time to come online, but once they do, it's good to know that you've got your tires are set at the right pressure. Tire pressure is huge. Got to be able to check your tire pressures prior to you leaving on a big trip. That beeping you hear is my tire pressure sensor since I have it off. It's reading 0. So I check my tire pressures. I also have a digital gauge, which is very important because it gives very accurate readings. And I'm at 79.8. That's pretty good. So you'll hear how quickly this goes or turns back off once I'm able to get it back on. You just screw these puppies on and then you'll hear it stop here in a moment because it's going to take a reading and indicate that this tire is okay. There it goes. It's off, indicating 70 or 79 and 80 all the way around. That's pretty darn good. And this digital gauge, and this thing is awesome. It's made by Astro A1. I believe it was around $15, $20. Battery operated, does PSI and whatever the European version numbers are. I forget what they are off the top of my head. But at any rate, as you can see, my tire pressures are all good all the way around. Now they'll heat up because the other ones are in the sun. They'll start heating up. You'll start seeing the temperature rise. Temperatures rise, air pressure goes up. But that's the nature of the business. This wasn't my first choice on a little air pump, but this was my go-to thing because Amazon didn't come forward. But anyway, I think I got this at, I don't know, one of the auto parts stores. It worked out pretty well. I had it in my other car because my other car doesn't have a spare. It's one of those sports cars. Anyway, but this thing worked out pretty good. As you see, it goes up to pretty good pressures. Didn't take too long. I mean, granted, I was only going up 4 or 5 pounds per tire, but I wanted to get this thing pretty darn close to the 80 so that I know that my trip, one less thing I got to worry about. So tire pressures are good. Tires are what your whole house or trailer is running on. And if they're not good and you're not diligent about looking after those tires, you got to make sure that you're looking at the tread, monitoring the tires. Again, tire monitor. The one I have is the TST507. It's probably on the expensive side. It goes up to about $350. However, that's $350 I don't have to worry about, and I can monitor my tires constantly while I'm driving. It tells me the temperature, tells me the pressure, alerts me if I've got a slow leak, alerts me on low pressure, alerts me on high pressure. Same thing with the temperature, up and down. You can set it to however you want, because the tires get over a certain temperature. What happens is the steel belts inside the tires start heating up, and it starts to delaminate these tires. And these tires on these trailers are not the best. I've seen several manufacturers, from the Goodyears to the Michelins, they all have blowouts and things like that. But I think it really comes down to management, looking at your tires, being diligent about what your tires are saying, and when they're low pressure is when they're gonna up in the temperature. So that's the great thing about these tire pressure sensors, is they monitor your temperature. When your temperature goes up, that means your tires are deflating, they're heating up. It's gonna alert you. So I would recommend wholeheartedly tire pressure sensor monitors, TPMS, tire pressure measuring system, I think is what it stands to. Monitoring system, tire pressure monitoring system. I wholeheartedly recommend it, and it's just one thing less that you got to worry about when you're traveling.